Good morning, Corgi. Good morning. Hey, look, I got a surprise today. I got a surprise today. Y'all gonna see a little bit later. My fault, Corgi. I forgot that it's probably like it's almost what midnight over there. Probably. I don't know. I know it's late over there. I know it's late over there. But yeah, we'll open your live chat. All right, appreciate it, Corgi. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, look, we're gonna see what we're gonna get today. Okay, so wait, do I first of all, can y'all hear me? Is the volume good? Do I need to turn it up? I'm not trying to be too close to this mic though. I do gotta figure this thing out at some point. All right, it's good. All right, cool, cool. So here's the surprise. Here's the surprise. What we saying? Like what we saying? Y'all can actually see me now. So I see y'all right there. I mean, y'all I can't see y'all, but y'all can see me. So hey, yeah, y'all can see me. That's a surprise. And I got my phone back. Oh, you can't see it. It has green on it. But I got my phone back. It actually works now. So we're good. We're good. We're good. We're straight. Yeah, see? Now it's a real stream. Like it's not just charts and stuff. So all right, let's see what we're gonna get today. So yesterday I gotta turn this music down because this John is blasting in my ear right now. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So yesterday I was actually looking for us to go lower and take out this 40-day low, and obviously we didn't get that. We pulled back up in the range. We did pretty much yesterday what I was expecting on Tuesday, which we didn't have. Yeah, sound effects like a game show. I want to get that. I like literally want to get a I think it's called a stream deck, and then I'll press the buttons and it does all that stuff. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe we do like the Price is Right. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, it's in a premium. Yeah, I agree. It's in a deep premium, and we traded through the new week opening gap. So based off what I'm seeing right now, creating fair value gaps over highs, not really being able to go lower. The only option I'm really seeing is there, and yeah. So like I just kind of want to see. Yeah, we do have 10 o'clock news. Yeah, I do remember that. I think 10 and 9:45. I could be wrong. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's look at it real quick. Appreciate that, Corgi. I do remember. So at 10 a.m., 9:45 is tomorrow. Okay, yeah. So we do have 10 a.m. news. So we're gonna see what we're getting. PCE for me right now is not necessarily something I would want to avoid, but we do need to make sure that we're getting the price action that we would want to see in price. Now, obviously, right now, looking at this doesn't look like anything I'd want to be in right now. Really, no fair value gaps we've extended. So I kind of want to see what we're gonna get, right? Just be a little bit more cautious today. Yesterday was kind of cool. We traded up above here. Like I started to look at some other things. We have some time before we get into that. We're also gonna have a very large opening range gap, which I think it's like 100 and something handles. So we'll figure that out, when it actually opens. But yesterday I thought something was pretty cool. I'll kind of show it here. I'm trying not to be too close to the screen because I feel like I'm like this. But something I've been looking more into, right? Because yesterday, once we started doing this, I wanted to see if this fair value gap was going to get traded to. It just didn't, which is showing strength. So if you take this, also you take it over there, something unique and cool that happens there. But if we go to the 1 minute chart, right, I like to wait for it to come down to a discount before I trade. Obviously, you take this low up there into a premium. It comes down into a discount, the 5 minute fair value gap, trades down, expands away. There's the gap there. You buy there. If you miss this, right, or if I would have missed that or didn't trust it, the second entry would have been here. And so it'd be a reclaimed fair value gap on this swing down, trade above. We hit it there and hit it there. Notice how we leave that open too. So that also was showing strength. And then we would have targeted Asia high right here. Sorry. That high there, which it went up to. But I wasn't trading. It had already done that before I came back and looked, had my meeting. Oh, I want to show you that as well. So this is cool. So I was looking actually to see if it could take out the AM session low, which it didn't. So ES did take it out. Again, remember when you're looking at SMT, notice how this low here, or the lowest low there, gets taken out on ES, but NQ doesn't. So I was looking for that. We just didn't get that. That's fine. But if you go on the 3-minute chart, this is where I was trading off of or looking. So this gap up here, maybe there's a 4-minute chart. Hold on, let me make sure. No, it was 3-minute. So there, right, you see how we have that, this volume imbalance there, and then this gap there. It traded up into that. I was like, okay, I would sell. It came up again on, I think a 1-minute chart looks better because it creates a fair value gap. It trades up into, it was a 4-minute chart. Hold on, I'm tripping. Oh, you can't do it on here. Okay, on the 4-minute chart, if you look at it, it trades up into a gap here, trades lower, and then just doesn't take out that low, and then consolidates, and then obviously trades like just shoots up higher. So it did close in the opening, like the range gap that was there was pretty small. I think it was like 30 something handles, so it wasn't that crazy. But those are some things that I just saw yesterday that I'd want to share with you guys. But no, I didn't take part of it. Obviously, you see there's no buying or selling. There's no arrows. So we'll see what we're going to get. We have about, I'm telling you, they do this on purpose. Why do they put market buy there? It doesn't do that on TradingView. I promise you, they're trying to make you just buy in on accident. I feel like this light is pretty bright, but I need it though. But yeah, see, now you can see me. I have to do like the Price is Right at some point, right? Get like some of that, or the Wheel of Fortune, and just everyone starts, when we get into it, when I get into a trade, I just it's like spin the wheel, right? You spin the wheel, stuff like that. I feel like that joke would be funny, but we gotta see. We do have news at 10, but yeah, Trump spoke for like 2 hours, I think, or an hour and a half at least, and that was crazy. But so most people are short actually in NQ through like Top Step. People are short either right now. I don't know how that exactly works, but that's what most people are right now. They are short in the market. So I have like the highs and lows on a different chart. So I'm not trying to have like 50 million things on here. So I will like, eventually I'm going to move over to Top Step where, Apex, where I can trade on TradingView so that everything kind of matches up. If I don't do that, then I'm going to have an issue with like trying to have it match up with TradingView. So right now it's like the highs at 25,891 and a quarter. And so instead of just trying to like figure out where that is, I can just, it'll match up. So that's my goal. That's my plan. But we'll see when we get to that point. You see up here, I actually put the daily loss limit to 325. I subtract, I think, 50 bucks or 45 bucks. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was 375 or 370. I want to say it was 375. I think 370 would have been a weird number for me to put. So we'll see. But right here, I think these are too clean. We have the PM session right here, high right below. So if we were to come down there and expand away, we'll see that. Again, higher time frame. Let's go back here. So this was the low I was looking for us to take out yesterday. We had traded up. We failed to hit the consequent encroachment. And then we came back up, obviously up in the range. Came down, hit this order block, expanded away. Sorry, I don't know if y'all hear this in the background. I forgot I have this TV on. If you have time, please share risk management for passing account. Okay. Yeah, I got you. I can definitely talk about that. So I've actually gonna go into that like at some other point. But for me, in terms of passing the account, I traded passing the account differently than what I'm trading right now. And the only thing it is in terms of the risk that I was putting on. So right now, because I've passed the account, I'm trading with probably half of what I normally traded with. So I can go over, like, I think I can go back in and see. So it took me four days to pass these two accounts. So what I was doing was I was trading with roughly like 10 to 15 micro contracts, and my goal was obviously to pass the account. So I was looking for pretty much 1,000, and that's pretty much what I got. I think one day I lost like $300 or $400, but then the other days I started getting 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. So I was trying to not do too much, because if it's a 50K account and you make obviously I think more than 1,500 in one day, you now have to like their consistency score thing like messes up. So you can't be getting too high of like profits and stuff. So what I do now is I concentrate with half of that. You'll see me trade with 2 and 4, because now it's like more like, okay, I've already passed the account. Now I need to have the risk management on point. And so there I was more trying to pass the account. So I had higher leverage, we'll say, but same setups. Like, not the setups didn't change. Higher leverage, and if I saw it starting to turn, and like let's say like I was $500-600 in profit, for me I was okay with taking that, because it's just an account I'm trying to pass, right? Instead of taking partials, I just close the whole thing and then move on to the next day or next session. But normally it was days, and I was going to look at it. Let me see if I can. I'll talk about it at the end of the stream. I can show you exactly what happened, what I did, because I looked at it the other day. I was talking to someone about it. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I did. So my risk management was more heavier because I was trying to pass the account. Then now that I have the account, I've just cut everything in half essentially. Discord. What do you mean by that, Corgi? Oh, you want me to share it in You want me to share it in Discord? I can do that. I can share it in Discord. So remember these lows right here? I thought were pretty suspect. You know what I'm gonna start doing though? I used to have this. Every time I see these, I think about shark bait, and it brings me back to Finding Nemo. So I want to do like the little soundbar. It's like shark bait. Ooh ha ha. You know that one? That's what I would say. That's like the little button I would press. But we'll see. Just want to see something. Remember, ES is a little bit heavier too. Let's go to the daily chart. I don't think it even was able. So it finally got up there. But yeah, I need to pay attention right now. I kind of feel like I'm all over the place. But let's stay inside this. But yeah, we have news at 10. So I just want to see. I think these are kind of clean. Obviously, we have an hourly fair value gap down here as well that we could want to come deeper into, but we'll see what we get. Again, not in a rush. Honestly, if I go back and look at Tuesday's trade, I like really wanted to take a trade. I mean, I don't think it wasn't a bad trade idea. It just got stopped out twice and then went up higher. Went to the direction I wanted to see it go. But just happened like the third time. Oops, I need to do this so I can see. Okay, cool. But yeah, so we're gonna see what we're gonna get here. I want to see this if we can run down here and show some SMT here, right? So right now that's what we're kind of seeing. We're seeing Nasdaq drop and this go higher, and also that's very when you start to see this, when they're not going in the same direction, that can be very problematic in your trade. So let's say I was looking for long. This needs to come down here and needs to reject. Or this needs to come up here and reject and then start following. Right? If it's not following, then there's really nothing I want to do. I don't really want to do that. So I want to see us take out this low. I don't want to see us fail there. I don't want to see that, just personally. Hold up for a second. My fault. So that's what I'm looking for. But yeah, Corey, I can go over pretty much how I passed the account and what the goal was, right? So my goal was not to pass make more than 1,500 in a day, because then I would get in trouble with the consistency rules. But now at this point, all it is like, okay, so if I find a setup and it makes sense, that's the one that's what I'm gonna take, right? And then I look to take partials, and it's the same setup and same trade. I trade with less leverage for right now until I can build the account up. Once I can build the account up plus 3,000, then that's when I'll start to add a little bit more to my trades, where I'll start trading with 8, because my goal is 1,000 a week. And once I get 1,000 a week, multiply that by 20 accounts, that's 20,000. If you can do that consistently in a year, that's $1 million. And then pull out half. That's like my plan. So we're getting some rejection there. We have this is a 3-minute gap. So if SMT there, but those highs look too clean for me. This looks like shark bait up here as well. So right now, this is what I'm seeing, and I don't want to take anything inside of here. I understand we had SMT here, but those look too clean for me. So I want to see what happens here. Yeah, so we shall see. I need to find a service that I can play in the background, and where you guys can at least hear some music, because I'm listening to music right now. You guys can't hear it, but because I can't have it playing, or else I'll get copyright strike. But yeah, figure it out. If you guys know of anything I can actually do, I will I'll use that. I just want to look at this. Because I want to see us take this out right now. Now, if we take this out, obviously we can trade deeper. Let's look at that. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. Let's take this low. And let's see where it could. So this gap right here. It's not saying it can't trade there. Or sorry, it's not saying it will trade there. But that's a gap where it's in a discount. So that's where I could see it going to. If it's going to go lower. And then reject, and then this, obviously we wouldn't want to see this trade lower, because if this is trading lower down to this gap, and then this doesn't show that same thing, then we can look for potential upside there. Again, first presented fair value gap hasn't formed yet, so again, we're just waiting. But I'll go to a little bit higher time frame right now. So what do we see here? We see this gap down there. 5-minute chart. 15-minute chart, we have this. So it may not even get down there. We have the PM session high. Remember I was talking about how we wanted to see that get traded to. So we just hit that now. It's literally right here. Let's just add that there. I'm okay with that. So that's there, but I want to see what happens if we can get to this specific fair value gap. That's what I want to see what happens there. May not get it. Also, I'm watching ES. I want to see what we're doing. If we're unable to trade lower and sink down, that kind of goes in along with how we had a midweek reversal, which means that this will be the low of the week, and the next 2 days we'll look for higher prices. That's my idea. I'm trying to frame something each day and see if that framework is holding up. If it's not holding up, then obviously it doesn't matter, and I'm okay with being wrong or on the wrong side, and then flipping if I can see something that makes sense to me. That's the difference. So this is the first presented fair value gap, forms at 935 right here. And it's a suspension block as well. So I'm going to put that on there. I don't want to have too much, but it's a suspension block. I usually have that in green. Let's do that. So again, we're not seeing a lot of displacement below the low. We're seeing a lot of back and forth, which is fine. Again, remember, shout out Corgi. We have news at 10, so we'll see that. But we did trade here. What I don't want to see is something like this, because there's countless times, and this is why I'm okay with waiting, right? This is why I'm really, really okay with waiting, because I've seen this happen. I'll just draw it too many times, where we'll come down, fail, come up, go down, and then do the run. I've seen that happen so many times. And I'd rather wait and it just be so clear that's what we want to do. So we hit the PM session low now, coupled up with this breaker. It's actually a breaker on a higher time frame if I look at it for real. So, oops, I keep forgetting I have that thing on. So that breaker, so notice how ES didn't take out this low. That's what I'd want to see for higher prices. Like that's the signature. That's SMT. I was talking about that like 2 days ago. That's what I'd want to see, but it has to hold. But I'm unsure if that's going to remain open. So right now, I don't want to try to rush to get in, right? I'm okay with waiting for it to create some clear displacement, a fair value gap. If it does that, potentially, but I would love to see us draw down here because that's a discount. Now I could have went already to a discount. Let's check. That's not right. No, so discount's literally right there. So that's what I'd want to see. Is that going to happen? I don't know. I don't know, but that's just personally what I'd want to see. So this is easy shark bait. That is way too clean shark bait, right? That's what I like. Then obviously we have the AM session high from the other day. So this is really wanting me to, like, if we can create a fair value gap here, I would like that. But again, we need to create fair value gaps. I don't just buy off the order block. I don't do any of that stuff. That's not my trading setup. That's not what I look for in price. For me, it's like, I don't care what it is. It just needs to have a fair value gap. Inverse fair value gap, same thing. What also is interesting as well is this would also be like a key fair value gap. So if we're turning, right? So if you think this is the low and this is the turn, this gap should hold price and not allow it to trade lower. If this is actually the low, it shouldn't allow it to trade lower because this one took out stops, right? We didn't go all the way down to a discount. We took out stops, but this inverse fair value gap would be like the key one that you would want to look for, the last one before the turn, right? So if I was more confident, we traded down, let's say we expanded away and we actually showed some displacement, then I would trust this as an inverse fair value gap and I would buy it. As soon as it closed through and traded down into it, I would have bought it there, looking for it to go up there, or minimum up there. But I would look for it to trade up to, let's put it on there. Let's see. Let's just do buy side. There we go. But I mean, I like the SMT that we got. My issue is I would have liked it better if it did trade it down here, which it still can do. But right now we're getting that respect, right, of that inverse fair value gap right now. We weren't even able to trade to the, I don't think we traded to the middle of it. Let's look. Oh, see, I don't like this one. I need to get my fibs right. So pretty much the middle of it is right at the sell side. So if we trade down there, it needs to respect it. I wouldn't even want to see it trade down there. So right now it needs to respect the middle. Do we trade at the middle? And how do we react there? That I think is what I'm watching, the bodies. I don't care about the wicks, the bodies. So we trade down to the middle of this. Are we respecting it or do we just blow right through it? That's what I'm watching. I want to see if we can go down one more dig down and then expand. But I think might trade to a higher time frame gap. No, we did not yet. So we failed there. 400. I need to play some better music. Y'all got any music? This is what I want to do. I want to put on what is it? A playlist that you guys can add music to if you have like Spotify, so I can listen to what do y'all listen to? I'm curious. I'm very curious. So again, if this gap can hold, right, and then show some displacement away over this high, there might be something there. Especially, I mean, at least trading there. But we'll see what we get here. Because for me, like showing a fair value gap and then trading down, like for me, thinking it's gonna go here, that's not enough range for me to frame it. Let alone, we haven't seen the same thing in ES yet. Okay, so ES is starting to look like it wants to go lower, which would be this low here. So we punch lower, okay. So now this gap is what I'm interested in here. And that's why I was kind of saying I don't want to. I've seen this happen. Now this can end up being a high and going lower. It's just for me, that just looks too clean. Like they would want to go up there and hit that. So now we trade down to a discount, right? This is the gap that we were looking at for price to trade to. But even that, we still haven't taken out this low. Notice that. So that to me looks like a stab down there. Let's see if we can get some displacement higher from below this low. That's what I want to see. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm believing we're going to trade higher because I think that we have placed the low of the week. And again, we have news at 10. It's 9:44. So we got some time. But I've seen that too many times where it goes up, falls short, and then smacks lower. And then there's your stop loss. Getting cooked. So, but yeah, I'll share, Corey, I'll share that stuff with Discord. I don't know where I'll put it, but I'll put it in there. Maybe in like the, I don't know what I'll do. Pre-market stuff. I'll see. I'll see where I end up putting it. Let's just rotate time frames again. Let me just go look on a higher time frame now. So 1 hour chart, we're trading into the fair value gap. 4 hour chart, we hit this key fair value gap again on the 4 hour chart. Let me show you this. So before the turn, let's turn this down. Before the turn right here, sorry, I'm tripping. Just show you. This turn right here, before the turn, there. So on the front side, it was used as higher. We traded through it. We gapped up and gapped lower, and I've come back to it again. So I have that on a different time frame. Just watching that, and then there's this 4 hour wick here that I'm watching as well. So again, I'm never be in a rush to take a trade. Like never be in a rush to take a trade. It's not necessary. Like if you miss the trade, you end up missing the trade. But like no need to be in a rush. Take a trade. 1 hour chart. Okay, we've hit that gap again. That's what we were looking at. Let's look at let's look at NQ. ES, I'm tripping. ES. Okay, so we did close below. For me, I just don't want to get stuck on one time frame, right? That's why you see me rotating through them, because at one point I used to get stuck on time frames and I would get cooked because I'm too busy looking at the 1 minute chart, not realizing what's happening on a 1 hour chart, 5 hour chart, or not 5 hour chart, 5 minute chart. So I'm just watching that right now. Again, if we really want to go lower, it'll show that. It'll really show that, and then I can get on board with that. So we've traded down a constant encroachment of this gap already. So we'll see what we end up getting here. So we have one, we have another drive. So we get in a 3 drives pattern. So 1, 2, 3, and an expansion away. Is that what we get? Or we just start to fold over. That's what I'm waiting for, and that's what I'm watching. Again, I don't like the way that these look. It can stay like that though, because you remember I was looking for those lows on Friday, that like 2 Fridays ago or 3 Fridays ago, and it just didn't go down there. It went down there like 4 or 5 days later. I'm like, that looks too clean, and they just left them there. They could leave this here for a month. Like, I don't know. So we're digging down into this 15-minute gap into a discount. Again, we don't want to buy in premiums. want to avoid that as much as possible. So all that buying up there, I wasn't interested in that. So we're trading pretty deep into this. Now it can come down here. You can. I personally wouldn't want to see that though. Personally wouldn't want to see that. But it can come down there. Okay, so ES has now officially done that. So now we do have some SMT higher. And let's see what we're getting on these time frames right now. So is this a 2-minute chart? Yeah, it is. So 2-minute chart there, 1-minute chart. So we've traded above. This was the first presented fair value gap. We went lower. We're now below this. We're trading down into the midnight opening price right now. And the high. Let's look real quick. Yes, the high. We hit the high of the midnight opening price. And midnight opening range. And then the high. High in the midnight opening range. And then we've hit the midnight opening price now. So if we're going down, then we're probably going to go down for London low. If that's the case, we can always get on board with that. But I need to see something where that makes sense for me. For me, because we're just melting right now. This could have been just trading back up to what I was looking for earlier. Like I said earlier on in the week, us trading back up into a premium to just sell off. That's what I was waiting for. That's what I wanted to see on Tuesday. Us to trade higher, and then Wednesday we would fold, and then Thursday trade lower. Friday, if we were already below this, then I would look for TGIF. That was my framework for. Look, you see, I almost bought again. So real deep in here. Again, we're probably into this gap right there, which is possible for to see us trade to. But if we're looking for higher prices, that is a very, very, very deep run. We wouldn't expect it to just run through this. It's showing no respect of bullish arrays, which to me right now is showing some wants to go a little bit lower. So I would love to see if we can create a fair value gap on a 5-minute chart here, overlapping with this 15-minute one. Then obviously we can look for these lows down here. If that's the case, if London low, if that's what it wants to do. And then there. From there, but need to see that. I want to see a 5-minute gap. So this is ideally what I'd want to see. A 5-minute gap form. 5-minute gap here. Here, displacement on 1 minute, and then like that. That's what I'd want to see. That's what I'm waiting for. Because we're real deep into this. Not saying that it can't come back up. It definitely can. But if it's gonna trade lower, that's my criteria for seeing that a 5-minute gap form here. Then I want to see on a lower time frame. I would want to, sorry. I'm not used to the drawing tool. 5-minute gap would have to form in that. I don't like those, by the way, just so we know. But if it's going to go lower, it's not even going to present itself. So I'm not even going to talk about that. But if it was going to present itself, a 5-minute gap would have to form here and then have to do that, show displacement, and then that's when I would be ready for that. But I want to see us color up here. That's what I want to see. That is what I want to see. So if this ends up being a turn, this right here is paramount. Right there. This gap. And ideally at this point, you'd want to see it stay open. Because that's a mad wick on the 15-minute chart. Let me show you. Crazy wick down there. This is some displacement here. We might like this. Also, remember what's happening right now. We have, why is it doing that? There we go. Got the macro time. So I need to make a little like voiceover. It's like macro time. It's macro time. Oh, I don't have it. Let's put it on here though. So let's see what happens at this one. So there's a gap here, obviously. We trade up into that. Two-minute gap there. The wick. Let's see what happens there. Let's see also what ES is doing. So SMT at least in the gap as well. But these highs up here, I'm just letting you know, these highs up here look suspect to me. They look very, very suspect. Like they don't look like highs. They look like setups. Like it looks like a setup. Look like a setup, man. And we ain't in the business of getting set up. I don't do that type of work. Do I need to make myself bigger on the screen, or is it chilling? It looks fine from my side, but yeah, maybe I need to put like a little box or something around myself, but I feel like it'd be kind of hard. I guess I'd have to screenshot it off of YouTube or something. Hey Corgi, who are you listening to right now? Like, who's your favorite artist out right now? Who's your favorite artist, or anyone in here? Who are you currently listening to right now? What's not clear? My picture's not clear. Nah, bro. I've tried to listen to classical music. I've actually tried that before. I felt like I was I felt like I was at the library though. It's like, you know what I mean? Classical. I've tried that, to be honest, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. I've really tried that, but like I really feel like I was at the library or something. I was like, this ain't it. Now I don't really listen to rap music, right? Because I want to be calm while I'm trading, right? I'm not trying to be out here just like, can't be like, we ain't at the club, right? That's not what I'm here for. So I've definitely I've tried that. You know, for me it just, wasn't my cup of tea. But it would go with the vibe, the whole like Picasso thing, classical. It would definitely go with it. But like, man, I am liking this, to be honest. I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah, Erica Bad. Hey, I'm about to. Yeah, watch. That's that's what I really be vibing to right lately. Hold on, I actually really need to focus. But where is she at though? I know I got her on here somewhere. Here it is. Don't you know? That's my A. That's Come on now. Y'all really don't want me to get on here and start singing. I will really start doing like a little concert. I'm telling you. I don't want that. But okay, so we've traded through this gap. So right now, it does look like we're respecting this. I just, for whatever reason, these up here just are screaming at me right now. Like if you could hear inside my head, it's just saying, don't. Don't do it. That's literally what I'm hearing. Don't do it. Because this up here just looks so too crazy. We have SMT here again. It's just saying, don't do it. You know that thing? That's what I'm hearing right now. Sometimes I hear voices. Maybe that's just me. We had a little bit of SMT there. But it is looking heavy though. I ain't gonna hold you. It looks like the 10 o'clock news is gonna bring us down there. That's what it looks like to me. But these joints up here just look too clean. Shark baits. Didn't you know? Didn't you know? See, I'm telling you, shouldn't have put this song on. Erykah Badu be going crazy. Look, I'm gonna try to listen to some classic music right now. We're gonna try to bang this out right now. I feel like I couldn't listen to da 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 da. I feel like I could not listen to that as I'm trading, but we'll try. Listen to Swan Lake right now. For y'all classical people out there. Let's see what happens. The Badu flow. You know, what is it? Key Glock had Badu. Key Glock had a song with Big X the Plug, and I think it's someone else. I was like, oh, that's a banger. Just this up here, it just looks like no. It's a no-go. I felt like if it had done this and then had not left these, I would feel more confident, be like, okay, I'll take it ahead of Beethoven or Mozart. See, I feel like I'm in like the Finer Things club. Have you ever seen The Office? This is what I feel like I'm in, like the Finer Things book club or whatever it is. That's what it feels like. But this song feels like Star Wars to me. I feel like I'm listening to Star Wars. Okay, so we got the 10 o'clock news event. If I trusted this up here, I'd be okay with. I would have taken this and looked for it to go down there. I just didn't. I don't like that up there personally. That's just my thought process right now. This up here just looks like a trap. And it says, sell me if you want, but I look like I'm going to come up here. That's what it just personally, that's what I'm seeing. Again, I could be wrong. I could take no trade today, which is fine. But these just, something don't look right. It's like, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. Like, that's what's in my head right now. That's literally what's going on in my head right now. Wait till I get the soundboard. Everything that's going on in my head, I'll literally press it, and so you know what's going on. See, I want to see some expansion below that low. We closed up back above that low, so I want to see it start to do something here. Do something. What are we gonna get here? Like, how is this calming? I wish I could play this. I'm just hearing dunt, 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 dunt. It's like, that doesn't sound very calming to me or soothing. Maybe I'm just listening to the wrong stuff. You're gonna get me hip to a playlist or something. See, I'd want to see this start to, like, if it's gonna go lower, it needs to start expanding below this low. It's not doing that right now. It could be holding, but I could just like 2 candles, boom, boom. Could do that. Let's focus on this right now because this is the one I'm trading. But this is showing bearishness, couldn't get up to there. This is showing bearishness, couldn't get up to there. But it's just these up here that are holding me right now. That's what my issue is right now. I'm not saying that London low can't get taken, because it can, and I have targets below there. But just, it's just not. It doesn't look right to me. Just doesn't look right. And we weren't even able to trade up to this gap either, this fair value gap. But just something ain't right. And again, if we do end up trading lower, there's many ways to get on board, right? I'm not in a rush to just start clicking this button. It'll show me. So we did close below. So we might get a little sum here. But it's not showing displacement. That's what like if we had done this and then created a displacement low and then traded back up into it, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll go short here and look to see if we can check out London low, and then there's some things below. But we're not doing that right now. And it could just hold there and then 2 candles, boom, boom, and then do that as well. But these jaunts up here just don't. Shark bait, ooh ha ha. Three minutes into the news event. Not really anything. Not really any excitement. Let's just look on a higher time frame chart, actually. Let's not get stuck on the 1 minute chart. You know what I mean? Let's not do that. 5 minute chart. We had that swing low. So we had a 2 minute order block. So if we can show some displacement below here, it's just like this. To me, this doesn't look like right now this wants to go lower, because it's not showing any signs of that below this low. Like I'm expecting something like this, a fair value gap, or like this, not drop down, or like that, not like just slowly getting down there. But it's not even doing it. It feels like it's struggling right now. So I'm just patient right now. Patience. The scripture that comes to mind for me is the first shall be last and the last shall be first. I don't need to get in first. I don't need to be in first. I just need to find, where it's very clear to me. Like right now, even if it's going short, it's not really clear to me. And this isn't expanding below that low. So it's very, I don't know. All the time frames. So we closed through the hourly fair value gap. So we've inversed that. We trade down to the lower one. We're in there. We're in that one right now. 4 hour chart. We closed past the wick. On the 4 hour chart, we're trading down into an order block in the middle of the suspension block. On the 4 hour chart. That's what we're trading down into right now. Because for me, I'd be a little bit concerned as of like what's going on right now for the short until it shows that displacement. I'd be concerned until it starts to do that. Like I don't feel confident enough being like, okay, order block. Right now I still don't feel confident enough to say this is an order block and let me sell short. I don't have that confidence right now. Right? I don't see that here. So like hands are just like right here, just chilling. Nothing really to do. Yeah, I feel like I need to see. I'm listening to this classical music. I feel like I need like some cookies and some tea, like a biscuit or something. Some biscuits. I hope that this like I can see okay. I hope that this records the like me as well, but I don't know. It's the first time I've ever done it, so I don't know. We shall see. So we finally closed below this low, but again, we're not really getting any displacement here yet. Look, I'm okay with taking a short to go down here and get down there. It just needs to show something for me to get in. Now I see this gap here. For me, I didn't trust this. That's a volume imbalance there. If I would have trusted this, again, this would be my entry. But imagine, well, I don't have it here. Like for me, I would not feel very good with the way that it's for my entry. And I'm only saying this because of, oh wait, no. Well, no, that'd be fine. I'd enter there. Like in this, would you feel comfortable right now? In this trade, the way it's reacting and the way it's responding, would you feel comfortable with this right now? I don't. I wouldn't. I'm like, this needs to start expanding, like below this low. Like, what are we doing? I personally would not feel comfortable with this. Like, I understand, okay, it hasn't come back up to my entry, but we're just consolidating at this low. Like, we need to start, showing a little bit more there. Then I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm down, I'm ready to take it, or I'd feel a little bit more confident in this trade. But right now, it's not showing anything. And this is 10 minutes almost after the news, and this is during the macro time where the macro is supposed to draw, like it's supposed to create that, what would we call it? Expansion, or create the displacement, and it's not doing any of that actually. So the macros, oh, this is the last minute of the macro, but it's not doing anything. That's not my trade, but I want you to see and feel like what it would feel like if that's where I got in, and why I'm hesitant to even do anything right now. I'm telling you, this up here just looks too clean for me. Way, way, way too clean for me. Okay, so I'd be looking to short, and now it'd almost be back up to entry. I had a different shirt on. I had like a red shirt on, but the issue was it looked weird. Like it was showing like lines or something, and I didn't like that. I was like, that doesn't look too good. Okay, let's go to a higher time frame again. We spend a lot of time here. 5-minute chart, we have this order block there. So we finally were able to close below that. I think we may get something here, but let's see. 15-minute chart, we traded down into this, would be a propulsion block, because it's there. We moved away, we hit that propulsion block. Yeah, just chilling. Two-minute chart. We respected this, traded down. Yeah, just for me, it's just, this just looks awful actually. Just price action wise. Let's go like this because I don't want to see that the whole time, but that's technically where it would be. And displacement is my friend. I mean, to me, it looks like a market maker buy model. If any of you guys are aware or know what that is. This is like a market maker buy model. Like, I don't know anything about the bear flags or bull flags. I never really studied that stuff, so I don't really know what any of that stuff looks like. But I'm assuming that looks something like this. Like this continuation below the low is consolidating below the low. It's not even consolidating below the low like down here. That I feel like that would be a little bit different. It's consolidating above the low here and showing no displacement below this thing. So it's consolidating here. That's what and then we have these highs up there. That's what's making me very hesitant to take this short. Also, there's no gap in there as well. Look at what we're trading to on a higher time frame. Trade back down to the middle of the gap, let alone the low end of the new week opening gap. We're like there as well. I mean, even if I was in here, this wouldn't even matter to me. Like, I would still be like, this thing is not going, like, it needs to start doing something. But let's go back to where it was, where my entry was. So again, we'd be back up almost at entry again. Yeah, this, I'll just make this a red line. So that's where like entry would be if I was confident in that this was going to go down here based off of what I saw up here, which we could get now. I'm not saying it can't, but I personally, for me, haven't seen what I would like to see for that to happen. Not yet. Y'all gotta send me some song recommendations though. I don't even know what I'm listening to right now. Y'all heard of Joshua Bell? Does that ring a bell? Haha, you like that one? I'm corny, yeah, just like that. Yeah, Joshua Bell. Does that ring a bell? Come on now. I'm a part-time comedian, by the way. Part-time though. So imagine if I did it full-time. Netflix specials, everything. You name it. You know that? You name it. You know that? Come on. Just wait till I get the soundboard. Just wait till I get it. So this would be where my entry would have been if I was looking for short, and I'd be back up there again. That to me don't look like, something I want to be a part of. Now if we come back up here, then show displacement, then that's different. But we ain't getting none of that right here. I want to see these get taken out. Like, let me not. It can go down here, but this is what I want to see. I'm going to draw. Like, this is, like, screaming at me. Screaming, like, loud. Don't short me. Look all up here. That's what's going on in my mind right now. So now we've hit the, on the 4 hour, there's this wick up there. We hit the consequent encroachment of that. So we'll see what we end up getting there. And the low end of the gap that we were looking for price to show bullishness, we hit that as well, or maybe we failed. No, we did hit it. Okay, we're starting to get some stuff here. I can remove this. So we're starting to get some movement here. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. As long as we don't run too deep. How much time is left? 30 seconds left. So as long as we don't run too deep from that, I would be willing to take that as an order block and then look for London low. As long as we're not too deep.
trade up. Trade up a little bit higher and I'll sell it. Slightly up. Should sell it there. So I'm gonna sell it there. I'm going to do down there. I'm gonna put this right there. That's the order block. I'm seeing that as an order block. I could get stopped out. That's fine. I'll take the long if that's what sets up. But I'm looking at that as an order block and looking to see if we will take that down there to London low. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not going to add anything to this. If it's trading deeper, that's fine. But I'm going to look towards, see if we can get that London low. That's my trade for right now. If I need to take another one, I will, but that's just the setup right here. I'm looking at it just as an order block. It traded a little bit deeper than I, would have wanted or expected there. Here's it open. I'll look at the mean threshold of it. I feel that if this is the order block that it's going to use, I don't have it on this one. Pretty much, I want to see the mean threshold be held, and then I'll start trading down towards this London low. But the way that it looks, I don't think I'm going to get that. But we'll see. Could end up getting stopped out here. There's a small fair value gap there. I doubt that holds, but there's a small one there. There's one there. But I like that we trade up to the bottom of that 15-minute gap. Show displacement below that like the largest candle, we'll say, in that time element. That's what I was looking for. But I don't think that's what I'm going to get. I think I might get stopped out here. Trading down into because that order block is traded too deep into it already for my liking. Okay, so I took that loss there. So this might be the move that gets us up here, which is fine. So I'll see if we can create a gap up there. I liked how we hit there, failed there, trade below there. But again, we didn't get the continuation there. So I just need to wait a little bit more. To wait a little bit longer. Just wait. Boom, boom. Let's look at the 2-minute chart now. What is the 2-minute, 3-minute chart? So I wouldn't see it come up. It can. I wouldn't see it come up here and it coming down lower. It obviously can do that. But we'll see if we even get a better opportunity to trade up there. That even offers us way more range. Offers way more range. So right now what I'm watching is this gap here. Sorry, I just need to see if that's a this gap right there. That's what I'm watching. What happens there? Yeah, so if we trade a little bit deeper, I'll do it again because I like what this has done there. That's traded into this gap. This might remain a breakaway gap. It might not even trade there. It might not even give that as an option to trade there. And if we look up there, we even have way more range. And we shall be goody to go. Don't do it. Okay, so here's some displacement. Like that. Yeah, okay. Be chillin'. Chillin'. So I don't think that this may remain a breakaway gap. If it can close above there and then trade a little bit lower, then I'll like that. I mean, this to me doesn't look like a low either, but I think from what it's hit, I like that better. So I'll try it with one. If it can hit that, and then if it does what I want to see it doing, then I'll buy more. I could get just, yeah, that looks like it's a stop out. I don't think it's going to give it to me. But we'll see. This might have just traded hard. Yeah. Wink. So I think I'm going to stop it out there, and that's fine. So if that's the case here, because of where it is trade up there, use this gap there, then, you know, this looks viable because of how I trade up there, and this displacement is what I was looking for and what I was expecting down there. It just trade up into this gap and then did that, so that's fine. What I'll use is this right now, right there. So it just needs to trade up higher, because that to me now has shown that's displacement. That's what I was looking for originally, but didn't get that. So we'll see. Because we go to these time frames, higher time frames, that's what it's kind of showing now. So I just need to see a fair value gap get created once. If it can create a fair value gap before doing that, then I'll do it again. That's why I traded with one. And then if I get stopped out again, then that's just it. Like, I'm not gonna take another one. That'll just be what happens for today. Can do that. So I'm going here, and if this loses, then like, your boy's done. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and do this anymore. We're gonna be done for today. So that's the trade. That's what I'm going with. And if it ends up not being the case, then like I'm done. I'm cool with what has happened today. Because I'm not sitting here playing ping pong right now, especially on my live account. I'm not doing that. So it has traded kind of deep into that, and again, this up here is still making me not think that it's gonna go lower, but we came up here hitting the gap, displaced. Here's that, and that's just deep. That's just too deep into the fair value gap. But we'll see what happens here. What I'm thinking now, I'm not gonna take another trade after. We expand above here. It's gonna do what I was expecting down here. Probably go up there, but that's just too deep into the fair value gap. Like way too deep. Way too deep. Yeah. Okay. So that's it for me today. Like, I'm not taking another trade. What I'm now seeing is, where is it? So the gap, what I was expecting for it to come down here, obviously that didn't happen. Then with it coming here and then coming down into here, this gap got pretty much ran right through. Was no respect. So then when we displaced outside of this gap, that looks really messy. Sorry. When we displace out, when we displaced outside of this gap here, it was like, I was like, okay, well, maybe this is the moment that's gonna go down. We inverse this, and then we just when we traded too deep into the gap, it's just like there's nothing there for me. So I'm not gonna sit here and churn my account just to make money back. Like, it's just, for me, it's really not that deep. So I'm gonna get off now, and we will see. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yes, I'll be trading tomorrow. Same time. Same setup, same everything. But in this case, it's just we weren't able to pull anything out. Got a little confused with what all is doing down here, even though this to me just looks too obvious. But with the displacement we were getting, that's just what I was seeing. So, but I appreciate you guys for hopping on. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, and hope you have a great day. Peace out.